My name is Bubba Bagley. I come from Goose Pond, Alabama. I love small towns. I've lived here all my life. Folks around here used to have backyard chickens, and my mother did just that. One Saturday morning, Ma tells me to go uptown to Hunt's Grocery and buy a good-sized fryer. She done looked the yard over. Seemed like all she had was hens that were laying good and an ornery old red rooster named Doodlebug. And we hadn't had fried chicken for Sunday dinner in the coon's age. We only lived about 3 blocks from town, and all the grocery stores were right there on the square. This was back in the days just before supermarkets came along. So I told Mr. Hunt what Mom wanted, and I'll give him $2. He comes out from the back room with a chicken in a croaker sack. I took it home, and Ma says to turn him loose in the chicken yard, 'cause she wouldn't be needing him till early Sunday morning. That afternoon was lots of cackling from the hen house. Ma sends me out to see what's going on, as all of the hens had done laid for the day. So I come back and tell Ma that the fryer she bought done laid an egg. We had about 8 hens, and my mother was not about to part with a good hen. She knew that next day Aunt Bodine, Uncle Rufus, and my cousins, twins Horace and Doris, would be leaving Possum Trot and coming around the mountain expecting chicken and dumplings. I also knew that Mom was not about to kill old Doodlebug when they come. So, just as I figured, off to the store I go again with Mama's last $2 and bought the last fryer that Mr. Hunt had in stock and turned him loose in the chicken yard. Ain't no egg gonna save this one, and it will soon eat its last meal. 6 o'clock Sunday morning, Ma wakes me up to chop some kindling. Ma cooked on the wood-burning stove. The fryer met its demise about 6:15 a.m., and Ma always cleaned the chickens herself. Never in my life have I ever plucked a chicken. Ma's thinking about maybe setting this new hen. It all depends on how old Doodlebug feels about it. My kid brother Charlie had a friend his age, a few houses down the street, named Juan. That poor kid took a lots of kidding about his name, but didn't seem to bother him none, though. Ma said his daddy was probably Spanish. Back about 5 years ago, some new folks moved in about 2 houses down from Nit's house. They had a little girl named Purl. Her last name was Tu. Ma said somebody told her that Purl Tu's daddy was Chinese. Purl was in the 2nd grade, and Nit was a 3rd grader. They struck up a pretty good friendship, and I used to sit and listen to Nit tell my brother all about Purl. She had long, pretty auburn hair, a pretty smile that showed some beautiful teeth. She had already lost all of her baby teeth, and was waiting reimbursement from the tooth fairy for the last one. While other kids their ages were playing cowboys and outlaws, Nit and Purl liked to pretend they were movie actors. One of their favorite movies to play was Gone with the Wind. Our town theater was only 2 blocks away, and 1 more block was uptown. Most all families had taken their kids to see that movie, and it must have played for at least 2 weeks. Purl, of course, played Scarlett O'Hara, and Nit was Red Butler. They always skipped that part where he says, "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn," 'cause an 8-year-old kid saying damn back in those days had best be talking about something that holds back water. That's just the way it was back then. And all kids said yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir, to all grown-ups. One day while playing movie actors, Purl says, "Hey, I got an idea," and she whispers something in Knit's ear. So they go inside to where Mrs. Two is cooking dinner. And Purl says, "Hey, Mama, watch this." Knit picks her up. They did one passionate kiss, just like in the movies. Her Mama looked, but didn't say nothing. About a week later, Knit had to go down to Bug Tussle with his parents to visit Aunt Rosalina, Uncle Fernando, and Cousin Whit. They left on Friday and came back late Sunday night. Next day, Knit goes down to Purl's to play, and looking through the window, he could tell that they had done moved out. Knit was alone, a little boy, for a long time after that. After all these years, Knit moved down to Bug Tussle and opened up a shoe repair shop with his cousin. It's the mid-1960s now, and we see him off and on. One day, Knit dropped by talking about a new song he just heard on the radio by Cher titled Bang Bang, and it told a story of a 6-year-old boy and 5-year-old girl as playmates riding horses made of sticks and shooting at each other with wooden pistols. It really reminded Knit about his little playmate, Purl. That long auburn hair, that pretty smile, those beautiful teeth, and he wonders, whatever happened to Purl too? And then he realizes only the Tooth Fairy ever knew.